want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekach Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men, a great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Salutations out there to the elect. All right, I'm going to start this lesson in the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39. Let's start at verse 25. It says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners." Verse 26, it says, "The principal things for the use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are good to the godly, so to the sinners are they turned into evil." And I'm going to play this video right here to give you an example of that. So let's start this video. It says, dinner dispute leads to deadly stabbing. All right, let's play the video.
Lucas Roche of Delafield was a lot of things to his family. A loving son and brother, a special uncle, a devoted dog dad. But the 25-year-old's life came to a shocking end at this Okachi apartment Friday night, stabbed to death, prosecutors say, by his longtime girlfriend, 27-year-old Michaela Cloth.
She admits, saying, "I stabbed him. If you have to take me to jail, okay."
According to the criminal complaint issued at Cloth's court hearing Monday, she told investigators Lucas was, quote, pushing her buttons because he brought chicken over to cook at the apartment when, quote, she would rather go out.
This complaint indicates that this young lady ultimately got into an argument because he brought home chicken to eat instead of taking her out.
According to the complaint, Cloth admitted to investigators she was stabbed Lucas because, quote, she was angry, and went on to say, quote, she should have just gone to the bar, and the whole thing was just irritating.
I stand before you a shattered man.
So, you see, let's read it again. It says, for good things are good. It's like it says, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. You see, so the Lord creates evil things for sinners. Those things that he created, they can be turned into evil things for sinners. Verse 26, it says, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing, which that's what man uses. You see, food, clothing. You see, iron. You see, to what? Cook things. You see, it says, which she stabbed him to death, as the video stated. You see, it's verse 27. It says, and all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners are they turned into evil. You see? So the Lord allowed this situation to escalate, and that guy, he was unalived by that iron, you see, which is that knife that she used to unalive him. You see? So that good thing that the Lord created to be used for good to the godly, or to the good, which you can use a knife to, cut up different things, to cook things, by, prepping them, by using a knife, and iron are used for a lot of other different things, for metal components or whatnot, you see, which can be good for the whole use of man's life, but the Lord can also turn it into evil, you see, by allowing that thing to unalive you, or that iron to unalive you. It says, all these things are good to the godly, so to the sinners are they turned into evil. So that guy, he was stabbed to death, or she unalived him by using that knife. You see, let's listen to it again.
The family was unaware.
Listen to it again. Salakia.
If you have to take me to jail, okay.
According to the criminal complaint issued at Cloth's court hearing Monday, she told investigators Lucas was, quote, pushing her buttons because he brought chicken over to cook at the apartment when, quote, she would rather go out.
This complaint indicates that this young lady ultimately got into an argument because he brought home chicken to eat instead of taking her out.
According to the complaint, Cloth admitted to investigators she was stabbed Lucas because, quote, she was angry, and went on to say, quote, she should have just gone to the bar, and the whole thing was just irritating.
You see? So she stabbed him with iron or metal, you see? She stabbed him with that iron, which was turned into what? Turned into evil for sinners. So her husband was a sinner, you see? And the Lord allowed him to be judged with that iron. All right, let's read or knife. Let's read verse 28. It says, there be spirits created for vengeance. You see, vengeance, which in their fury they lay on sore strokes. You see, and that guy, he was unalived by a sore stroke. You see, so the Lord used his girlfriend as a spirit created for vengeance, and she laid on him a sore stroke. It says, in the time of destruction, which it was his time to be destroyed, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. You see, so the Lord's wrath was appeased. That guy was judged. It says fire, hail, famine, and death. You see, death. So he died. You see, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So this guy, he was punished. The Lord judged him by raising up his girlfriend as a spirit for vengeance and using that knife that could have been used to cut up the chicken that he brought home. But it was used to unalive him. It was turned into evil. You see?
I stand before you a shattered man.
The family was unaware of the circumstances of the stabbing here until the complaint was referenced in court, and they expressed outrage that it was over something so petty.
Please never let that monster walk the streets ever again.
The commissioner set bail at $2 million cash, saying,
This makes no sense at all.
In Waukesha, Nick Bohr, WISN 12 News.
In a statement to 12 News,
it doesn't make sense to evil men, but it makes sense to those that seek the Lord. Let's get that. I think it's in the same chapter. Or this is a good one, Salakia. This is a good one. Let's go up to 24. It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they a stumbling block unto the wicked. You see? So we that seek the Lord, we understand his ways. His ways are made plain to us. But to these people that are of the world, which includes this judge or this guy, I don't know if he's the judge or what, which includes that guy right there, that black guy, the so-called black guy. He doesn't understand the judgment of the Lord, you see? Which that's why this guy was unalive, because the Lord judged him because of his wickedness, because of his sins.
The commissioner set bail at $2 million cash, saying,
This makes no sense at all.
In Waukesha, Nick Bohr, WISN 12 News.
In a statement to 12 News, Rosh's parents and sister said, quote, "We are completely broken at the tragic and senseless loss of our only son. Lucas John Rosh was the most loving, giving, kind-hearted person anyone could ever meet." Cloth remains in custody on $2 million bail.
You see? So the Lord raised up that spirit for vengeance, to bring evil to that guy, to unalive him, or to bring about that time of destruction, because it was his time to be destroyed. All right, let's read. Let's go to verse 20. Well, let's continue to verse 26. It says, Salakia, not 26. Let's go back down. Verse 31, it says, those spirits created for vengeance, it says, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. So the Lord sought an occasion to put that guy to death, or to unalive that guy, by using his girlfriend as a spirit created for vengeance. And it was his time, where it was that spirit's time to be raised up upon the earth, you see, or to be ready upon the earth, so that guy could be judged, so that the boyfriend could be judged. It says, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, you see. So they're going to fulfill the will of the Lord. All right. So I'll end the lesson here. All praises to you. Hawa Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rikakwadash. Shalom.